Hello, chat. Hello. Very excited for today. This was something that was brought to my attention that, you know, looking at the Tataru's Grand Endeavor questline, it's like been all the stuff that I've been doing recently. I recently did the... Well, I mean, I could just go check real quick. I recently did the Sky Pirates questline, which is the second quest in this. I recently did the Four Lords questline, which is the third quest in this, and I just recently finished yesterday Forever at Your Side, which is the end of the Sorrows of Werlit questline, which was the weapons that we did yesterday, which was a fantastic stream. So I'm very excited. This one's probably going to be a lot shorter, but people say the Tataru's Grand Endeavor quests are very fun. So I'm excited. Let's see what this first one is. Small business, big dreams. Megina seems inordinately eager to speak with you. Semsquetzalcoatl, welcome, welcome. I am Megina. That is how you say it, right? Megina? Assistant, shopkeep, and apprentice seamstress here at Taru's boutique. I doubt you remember my face, as I am merely one of many who owe you our lives, but you will always have my gratitude for saving me that day on the Eblon Rhyme. Huh. I don't remember exactly, but who knows? You are too kind, and while I hate to ask a lot more of you, please say that you're here to assist Mr. Tataru's new endeavor. Huh? Not yet, but she soon shall be. Tataru. Whatever will we do without your penchant for turning up precisely when you're needed, eh? Now, to make the long story of our solvency short, we secured the resources to produce the new designs I developed in cooperation with guilds near and far, and a sufficient quantity to meet rising demand. We cannot rest on our laurels, however. To serve passing adventures and the occasional intrepid Charlian is all well and good, but we're hardly taking the world by storm, no. Much like yourself, we must ever look to new horizons. Science proved that cooperation on a star-wide scale is possible, and we would be fools not to capitalize on that to build the grandest trade network in the history of Heidelin. All for the greater good, of course. Yes, this is a wonderful opportunity to bring people together. I often think back to that incredible moment when the Garlean army came to our rescue. Perhaps our efforts too will one day lead to a miracle like that which took place on the Eblon Rhyme. I have no doubts that they shall, but we mustn't expect such allies to form themselves. We must be proactive, and who better to woo our future partners in commerce than our current #1 customer, you? Our erstwhile comrades in arms know that when it comes to good equipment and better ideas, few have such keen eyes as our adventurer extraordinaire. Oh no, I'm not good with fashion. I have this one outfit and that's it. It's like a cartoon character. Even should they hesitate at first, I'm certain you can convince them using the samples I've prepared. If you'll cover my Aetheryte expenses. Well, I see that my mind is made up. I don't need money. I'm good. But of course, with your assistance, we'll have both coin and goodwill flowing in no time. Everything is falling into place. Where shall we send Sims first? Wahaha, don't you worry, I have it all planned out. Uh-oh. First, Limsa Laminsa. Sicard has the bloody executioners working harder than ever, so he's sure to appreciate any extra supplies. Next, Gridania. The Seed Seers are a source of trusted authority and insight into the Shroud, so we'd not go amiss in cultivating the investment of, say, Arun Senna. His insular station has likely given him the little opportunity for dealings outside of Gridania in the past, so you'll want to leverage that Ilzabard contingent camaraderie to assure him of the value of our venture. Got it. As for Ul'dah, I feel confident in pinning our hopes on Pippin. He's always been a stalwart ally, and it goes without saying that he has more than a little sway in the Sultanate. Between his involvement with the Immortal Flames, the Syndicate, and the Colosseum, he's bound to find a use for quality accoutrements, something like that. With that out of the way, Magina, would you do the honors? Never let it be said that Tataru is stingy with her samples. Now, if you make your way to Limsa and climb aboard the Astalicia, I'm certain someone will point you in Sicard's direction. I have my own avenues of inquiry to attend to, but I'll check in periodically to see how your journey is coming along. Let's get to it. Very nice. Alright, all the way over to Limsa. It's all the way down there to Fisherman's Guild. This is literally where Cass likes to go and literally just jump back and forth on this one ship over and over. Actually. Oh. Here they are. I recognize you. What do you want? Long as it's not about another bloody apocalypse, I don't see why not. Wait here. Not gonna be able to get down the accent the whole time. Well, bugger me. Thought we'd seen the last of you for a while. What brings you aboard? Can I interest you in some fine garb today? Heh, your sales pitch needs some work, but I see what you're getting at. We're already traveling halfway across the world every half moon. May as well earn a little extra for our trouble, eh? You know, there was a time I thought pirating was the whole world. That being the best of them all meant something. Going to Ilzabar made me see how small my world was, compared to the real one. Standing next to the star's finest, I started to wonder what I had to brag about. Then the bloody executioners went and did me proud, by bringing in a bigger goddamn haul of adamantite than anyone else in the realm. Between that and the new metalworks we've got going on with the kobolds and the Sahagin, looking to export their own wares, it seems like the right time for the executioners to change our sails, so to speak. Which is all to say that if you've got wares for promoting, I'd be happy to show them off across the realm and beyond. Masterworks from Tataru's boutique, guaranteed by the warrior elite herself. Almost seems a waste to wear 'em. Folk will be lining up at the docks for these. Literally, seeing as old Charlian's only accessible by sea. Now, if we got ourselves an exclusive shipping contract. I see the course clear as day. Now we just need Emanelane. That's the word. Tongue twister. All these tongue twisters on board. Back. Hello, Azri. God, cereal. Oh, I thought you were. Hey, you just put the leaving you. Fair. You can put that email in and BRB, both in chat. Then I know when you're going to get something. He's right, useless when there's work to be done, but talk's another matter, and he still owes me one for keeping his sorry ass out of trouble, so I'll have him put me in touch with a few savvy salesman types in the continent. Yeah, what type of cereal specifically? Well, Tataru and I look forward to setting sail on this new tide of ours. May the winds of change guide us all right. Honey Nut Cheerios. Those sound good, but I wish I could have them. But I am allergic. Sems, it's me. How goes our little venture thus far? Oh, Sigard's eye and the ship en route, Izzy. All according to plan. But our work has only just begun. I'll keep after my own contacts while you work on Arun. I hear he's not often in the city, but I don't doubt that Mother Mune can sniff him out. Yeah, cinnamon is about all I can get. All the cinnamon stuff is like just the best flavor there is. Oats? I'm not a big fan of oats. Allergic to nut, honey, Cheerios, oats. Oh. I thought you were just talking about oats in general. Nuts. The nut and honey nut Cheerios. This is what I'm allergic to. Why, if it isn't Sim, struck with a sudden craving for eel pie, were you? Or is it information you fancy? Oh yes, word of our seed seer's comings and goings never fails to reach my ears. I'm told that ever since he returned from his foray into Ilzabard, he's been roaming back and forth between our neighboring tribe settlements and the Lotus Stand. You'll miss him if you make for one or the other, like as not, so I suggest you waylay him at the Blue Badger Gate. Alrighty. I can do that. I'll wait right here. Well, honey cheers used to be made with actual nuts. As 2006, the nuts were discontinued and natural flavor from peach and apricot pit is used instead. I think it's still processed where they process other nut-based foods. And processed with nuts still has a chance of there being nuts in it, yeah. Also, I mean, imagine being allergic to nuts and then, like, in front of someone eating Honey Nut Cheerios. That would be, like... that'd be terrifying for them. Curious. When I ask why you're loitering at the gate, Sims, with such an enormous sack. I admit you've piqued my interest to integrate the tradition and ingenuity of guilds throughout Eorzea in such a fashion is no small feat. As it happens, I'm of the mind to do something similar myself, though I could not blame you should you doubt my understanding of such endeavors. As in a special dispatch like that which the Elder Caesar ordered for Ilzabard, 'tis vanishingly rare for one of my station to leave the shroud. You are doubtless aware that historically Gridania has placed the peace of the Twelveswood and our continent with the elementals above all else, often to the detriment of our relationship with other peoples. Yet, as we are one with the Shroud, are we not also part of the Star Entire? Adventures in Garlemald made plain the strength of a world united. This attire you carry demonstrates much of the same truth. Shocked expression. But perhaps you assumed you would need to talk me around the idea? If so, I apologize for the disappointment. If 'tis any comfort, I'm nearly as surprised myself. No longer am I content to hear the words of the elementals alone. I wish to know the voices of men, though our time in Garlemald has shown me that my ability to listen is average at best. These horns may mark me as gifted in the Twelveswood, but beyond, they inspire neither fear nor awe. I have been mistaken several times for a Zayla, and may as well be one, for all the difference my status as Seedseer makes to those who want for succor. Yet, 'twas the selfsame insignificance that allowed me for the first time in my life to truly feel part of a greater whole. I am but one life among myriads upon this star. I dare say I should have behave accordingly. With luck, my elder sister shall agree. Tell Mr. Tataru that her gift is accepted with gratitude, and she ought to hear from us soon. Very cool. Guess who? Did you speak with Aron yet? That sounds promising. I'm beginning to understand what makes our Seedseer friend tick. But we can discuss that later. You need to catch Pippin ere his duties take him from Ul'dah once more. I believe he spends much of his time at the Colosseum, so perhaps you should pay a visit to the Gold Court. I'll be awaiting your full report at the boutique. Hooray. Aetheryte? Right there, Gladiators Guild. Oh, other way. I see. Marshal Tarupin is currently engaged in another meeting, but I shall tell him that Lieutenant Quetzalcoatl awaits his convenience. My apologies for keeping you waiting. I did not expect you here this evening. Tataru is offering quality material, is she? I can hardly say no to that. It fits almost too perfectly with my plans for the flames. I have long striven for mastery of the blade. I required the trials of Ilzabard, however, to truly see Tizona for what it is. The fire that warms the coldest night, the spark that ignites a blaze of hope, and most of all an unbreakable testament to Father's faith in me. More ally than tool. It is a treasure beyond price. Does every soldier of the Immortal Flames not deserve allies such as this? Arms and armor to remind them of what they fight to protect, to help them stand when they might otherwise fall? Indeed, works made possible only through the ingenuity and dedication of allies across the star may be just the sort of inspiring armaments we need. I anticipate that I will be sending along an order for custom equipment ere long. In the meantime, would you mind if I use these samples for a few trials here at the Colosseum? My thanks. We shall put them to use immediately. As a child of Ul'dah, however, naught strikes fear into my heart like the prospect of receiving valuable goods for free. I must insist you accept something in return. I had been meaning to give that necklace to Tataru. Its poor condition aside, she might rather not have it than not. I have spoken with Tataru at some length about our past, you understand. In many ways, we are quite similar. As you may recall, her family was bankrupted when she was very young, a consequence of her father's business failing. They were forced to put all their wealth toward paying off his debts, and then some. One asset they reluctantly parted with was a necklace treasured by her mother, for which Tataru has long searched to no avail. Strangely enough, I recently discovered jewelry of the very same description amidst a store of neglected Colosseum prizes. Assuming it is the same piece, I should like to see it returned to her. It is significantly worse off for having changed hands, though, and only the sapphire centerpiece remains unlost and undamaged. She may appreciate the sentiment nevertheless, but it's difficult to say. What do you think? The memories it holds for her aren't lost or damaged, because especially if she wanted to, she can repair the parts that are damaged, and then the memory is intact. True enough, though if it's to be a gift, I would prefer to at least clean it up a bit. In that case, I considered asking the Goldsmiths Guild, but you ought to be able to turn the necklace into a piece that Tataru would wear, if not precisely what she remembers. I imagine you will have the opportunity to pick up gems and other suitable materials on your travels. From there is merely a matter of unifying the pieces. Are you in it? Are you willing? Then I will have the sapphire removed from its setting and sent to the boutique with all haste. I doubt if Tataru would dare open a private package addressed to you. Best of luck in finding matching materials, and in your mercantile endeavors. Of course, may the traders guide you to fortune fair. Very nice. Apologies, just a moment. Old Charlian. You've returned, with your bag all the lighter for having given away our samples, I hope. Speaking of which, a parcel from one Pippin Tataru pin. Taru pin, arrived not bells ago. Addressed to you. Could it be that our newfound partners had already bearing fruit? Are already bearing fruit? Newfound partnerships? Ooh, I'm reading worse than yesterday, but hopefully it's fine. Her mother's necklace? Why, that's a wonderful idea. Please allow me to assist. I swear I won't breathe a word of this to Mistress Tataru. I do wonder what parts you will need. Do you know what style Mistress Tataru prefers? If this necklace is to be a keepsake, why not focus on that? Ah, apologies, I cannot help but overhear. That's quite alright, but do please keep your voice down. What was it you were saying? It simply occurred to me that since you were gifted the sapphire so readily, our other partners in this endeavor may wish to offer up something for Mistress Tataru as well. With such gifts, you could turn the necklace into a memento of not just her past and its trials, but her present successes as well. That's perfect. If our plans for the boutique proceed apace, we should soon have more than enough tokens from friends across the seas. What do you think, Sims? Well, well, were you waiting for little old me? Mr. Tataru, we were just discussing the successful delivery of the samples, yes. Good to hear. How fares dear Pippin? I knew he would come through. Though I admit that I wasn't expecting to outfit a whole host of immortal flames quite so soon. I suppose it goes to show that even the most hardened warrior can learn a thing or two. And Sigurd and Rune have changed as well, if your tales are any indication. I imagine their personal growth bodes well for that of our network. Thank you for checking up on them. We must sort through our current commissions before deciding who to approach next, but I know I can count on you to be ready when we are. Complete. First quest done. Which leaves the next one. Oh, you can do any of these at a time. Well, I mean, I'm gonna do all of them, but do we do all of them at once or no? Strange question. Who knows? Alright, let's check the order they're supposed to be in. It's supposed to be Soaring Profits and Auspicious Opportunity, and then Aggressive Expansion. Okay. Yeah, we can do that. Alright, Soaring Profits. Why, hello there. Your arrival could not have been more timely. Mistress Tataru has but just left instructions for another batch of deliveries. She sends her regards, of course. Today she is in Ildeshire for her business with Roraina's House of Splendors, and tomorrow we'll no doubt find her in some other far-flung corner of the realm. We mustn't be outdone, Sems. This time our samples are destined for 2 organizations in Coerthus, an arrangement made possible by none other than Master Sigurd. He contacted his dear friend Lord Emenelain de Fortemps, who was kind enough to spread word of the boutique to his own contacts across Ishgard. It hardly took any time for the first letter of interest to reach us, and once these samples have been delivered, that interest will be piqued to a passion. Or so I have been assured. Lord Emenelain has insisted he will take care of all the particulars and bid me convey with enthusiasm that he looks forward to accompanying you on the deliveries. Now then, regarding that secret mission of ours. Gorgeous sapphire, is it not? It will make a beautiful necklace once restored, a keepsake if not only Mistress Tataru's mother, but that of her many friends and allies from across the realm. I am confident that someone of your experience has a most discerning eye for mementos. Bring back anything you think will make a worthy addition. And with that, I will leave these samples in your capable hands and eagerly await your safe return. I'm pretty sure I can jump down here. Awesome. Sam's old girl, 'tis good to see a rosy glow in your cheeks considering that dreadful business with the imminent destruction of mankind and the end of times and whatnot. Dreadful busyness. Yes, indeed. Who better to distribute exquisite arms and accoutrements than a bona fide hero such as yourself? Well, I have two parties with simply ravenous interest in your products, dear lady. The first of whom so happens to be rather exquisite herself, my dearest Lady Laniette. Be so good as to precede me to the Rose House. I shall be along promptly, of course, just as soon as I'm coiffed and powdered. Hey, I mean, gotta prep up for Dawn Trail somehow. This quest is definitely helping me. It is just very challenging to read these words in Final Fantasy. Someone who absolutely hates English in school. Well met, Sems. 'Tis good to see you hale and whole. Thank you for personally making the trip. I know your obligations are many. Truth be told, your arrival could scarce have been better timing. While our erstwhile troubled relations with the Vanu Vanu improved by the day, we have been forced to reconsider our current munitions due to recent incidents of... I have come, my darling Blossom. Behold, Emmeline, the executioner, here to smite your foes with ruthless ardor. Well, I strike a rather smashing silhouette, do I not? Why, Sicard could not have found a better man to gift these samples to. Surely such splendid armor could be put to better use than fashion, Lord Emmeline. Could I not prevail upon your better senses to relinquish that gear to those who might appreciate its practicality? Far be it from me to deny any requests of yours, Lady Laniette. Only I must confess that I have slightly exaggerated Sicard's generosity in the matter of gifting these. Ah, you mean to say you borrowed them? No doubt without his knowledge or consent? And why should I have expected otherwise? Friends may forgive, but it bears repeating that your clients deserve at least a modicum of professionalism. You do have other clients, don't you? Of course I have, and of no little celebrity at that. You remember the Red Bills, of course. Yeah, the Red Bills. Woo. The Sky Pirates? That an experienced adventurer should know them hardly surprises me, but how does a privileged son of House Fortemps come to make their direct acquaintance? 'Twas a happy coincidence of ale and circumstance, I assure you. As Sims here can attest, an unbiased range of social contacts is the essential arsenal of not just adventurers, but any gentleman of consequence, or lady of consequence, as it were. Unbiased is all very well, but sky pirates are precisely the problem I was speaking of earlier, Sems, before we were interrupted. Recently, self-proclaimed sky pirates have been marauding trading vessels with troubling audacity. Even the Sky Steel Manufactory has reported stolen property at the hands of these ruffians. Troubling news indeed, though I cannot imagine fellows as amicable as our Red Bills could be responsible. Still, if we should hear aught of it, I shall send word directly. Now then, Sems, if we trot to the infamous Parak, I have been told to seek out a certain red standard upon Coldwind, how the pulse quickens. Ooh, in here. Brought us right to it. Nice, and another cutscene. Well, if you ain't the very picture of health, Sems. Saving the star from complete annihilation didn't tax you over much then, eh? Let me guess, it was not compared to all the bowing and scraping required of the mercantile genteel? Don't tell me this dandy is what wooed you from the life with sweet nothings of financial comfort. Leofard, my good man, as you know as well as I that the only one wooing Sems into anything is yourself. Don't think your interest in our mutual friend here escaped my notice. Your aim was all along less about armaments than it was an audience with Sems, was it not? Not bad for a dandy, I might have had me sights on a touching reunion between Sems and myself, but that's not to say I won't be needing those samples. See, I have a job that could right benefit from both your keen sense and those pieces you brought me, so long as they're half the quality of what Emmeline was showing off in the alehouses anyway. I can count on your participation, yes? You'll be duly compensated, of course. Just name your price. Parts of a necklace for Tataru herself, eh? I'd have preferred something you might make use of. But far be it from me to dictate what a woman does with her booty. If that's your recompense, I'll see what I can do. Now that we have you on board, allow me to elaborate. It seems another band of petty thieves has been masquerading as sky pirates and harrying honest traders as of late. So you've heard of them. These so-called monstrous cockatoos don't exactly strike fear into the heart of man, but they're being a right nuisance, and now they've gone and made things personal. You remember the Ramil, don't you? The captain's old airship? Well, after what happened in Dunscaith, we've been commissioning the finest airship parts from across the realm for the construction of her successor. Only to have those cockapert nincompoops pillage the very Skysteel Manufactory vessel that was carrying our precious cargo. Nervous some people, eh? Makes me mouth water. Of course, once the cockatoos realized whose property they pilfered, they flew into a panic and holed up Yeah, hold up in Ildeshire after stashing the goods somewhere. This is where you and your samples come in. We want you to take Leofard and... Before you spill the rest, Stasia, let's make sure our friend here is still up for a spot of Fallon. How about it then? I have been craving game bird lately. Heh, I knew I was right to call you. Those downy ducklings won't know what plucked them. Quite so, with Sem's return and our crew complete, victory over those ne'er-do-wells is most certainly assured. By the by, would you have any terrible objections if I informed you the Rose Knights of your designs upon these charlatans? The Knights are affiliated with House Helinarte, you see, and thus have particular interest in recovering the contents of that sky steel vessel. I know my darling, the most capable Lady Laniette simply will not rest until she has brought these scoundrels to justice. Can't say it's an alliance I've ever considered, but so long as I get the cockatoo I'm due, our knights most thorny are welcome to catch and cage as they see fit. Splendid. Lady Laniette shall be very glad to hear of it. Overjoyed even. Yeah, she may simply be unable to contain her unbound delight. I must away. Not in awaiting us in Ildeshire, but danger and subterfuge. But such is more tempting to our ilk than lovely knights, eh? Let's be off. I'll explain the rest of our gambit once we get there. Very nice. Who's the dandy now, you ask? Heh, my reputation precedes me in these parts, and the legendary Red-Bill Leofard ain't known for togs like these. Though I could get used to this, comfortable, practical, and with a sense of style to boot. Ain't often you find that holy triad in battle gear. Quite the line you're touting. Which brings us to your role in my master plan. While it ain't easy laying low in a motley place like Ildeshire, these cock-a-hoop cowards have been managing it well enough. So to lure 'em out, we're going to spread savory rumors of a black market merchant looking to fence fine contraband for even finer coin. That's you. Just strike up a chat with any adventurers or peddlers that seem like to share hearsay. I'll be playing your handsome bodyguard, so rest assured I've got your back, mistress. I've taken the liberty of preparing your guise. It ain't as flattering as Leofard's, but you should fit the part nicely in this. Leofard is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side and continue wearing the black market merchant guise in order to proceed with quested objectives. You can leave Leofard by entering a different area or by speaking with him and selecting the option to part ways. If you wish to have Leofard accompany you again, return and speak with him at the original location. Speak with Stasia to restore or prolong the garment change. Whoa. Dag. This is definitely a look. I'm not gonna see the top weapon on my back and just ignore it, I guess. Contrabandits? Well, I do know some sky pirates new to town. Just the other day, I overheard them discussing their latest windfall. Yes, just the sort of enterprising folk we're looking for. Think you could help us pin them down? I'll do what I can. I'm no stranger to sky pirates, so I'll ask around. A lot of people doing their weekly, or I guess not weekly, but you know. Or actually, yeah, weekly, foes. F-A-U-X. Merchant yourself, are you? Perhaps I'm overstepping, but consider this friendly advice. Seeking out sky pirates dressed in such stereotypical garb is akin to dangling a sign from your neck reading, "Purge my purse." Oh, the righteous red bills may pity you, dear lady, but few else. Righteous ain't never been to me likin', mate. I just can't abide them reprobates what don't honor the creed of sky pirating. Or so you can imagine Red Bill Leofar might say, eh? Not that it's any matter of ours. Anyhow, you should find someone looking to offload or dubious obtained merchandise. Send them our way, will you? If you insist, but don't say I didn't warn you. Yes, yes. Gonna be eye catchers, such sky stealers. Sky stealers come to claim busy deal at Craft Forge, but bring no trade goods for Jingly Shine. Great laugh joke for Gobby merchants. Sky stealers leave with grump face. Gobby does not understand why uplanders wish to trade tongue flaps with grump face sky stealers, but happy to hand lend for more laugh jokes. Much obliged. If all goes to plan, we'll have you laugh joking over their sorry hides for summers to come. Great happiness for goodly uplanders. Gobby shares one more laugh joke. Sky Stealer's whine cry about calling strong friend as they shame run. Friend may be strong, but Sky Stealer brain cases are still airy light. So, are we the talk of the town yet? As far as I can tell, you're strong contenders, perhaps second only to rumors about a mysterious intimidator who's cast their lot in with the cockatoos. Mysterious imitator. Only natural those sniveling whelps hired a browbeater, but what thickhead willingly courts the rancor of Red Bill Leofard? Well, I suppose a few names come to mind, but no matter, our plan proceeds as discussed. Let's take to the streets and wait for our clients to come crawling, eh? The VV drawing in the back. Or GG. I think it's GG. Whoa there, are you the trader looking to chaff her with the monstrous cockatoos? Chaff her? With scrags like you? Fury in me, I don't know whether to laugh or cry. That voice, Red Bill Leofard. As you live and breathe. Not for long, though, if you don't hand over what you and your dicky bird stole. Heh, bluster all you like, Red Bill, but you ain't getting the better of us this time. We've treated with a sky pirate that'll crush you to pumice. And there you were, thinking this would be ever so simple, were you not, my dear Leofard? Oh, it's her. I already know who it is. It's her again, yep. Classic. Of course she was here. Yeah, the truce ended, obviously. Not in the slightest. I was thinking surely Radley on her talons would never sink so low as to become lackeys to a lackey. But here you are. I might even start to pity you. And that is where you consistently underestimate me, Red Bill. I would stop at nothing to realize my desires. Or were the sweet memories we made together in Dunscape not enough to convince you of that? But I suppose I might be willing to overlook your stubborn indifference and return those stolen airship parts you so desperately seek, if you would but call me your captain. Completing that airship means more to me than you'll ever understand. I ain't leaving here without me stolen goods. If there were for covering, that is. You there, Cockalorum. You didn't leave that plunder in Winax. You didn't leave that plunder in wind-aspected territory, did you? Of course you did. Heads as empty as a toss-pit tankard. Those airship parts are embedded with highly calibrated corrupted crystals. Put them in any contact with wind sprites and they're no better than glorified scrap. Wait a moment. He said contact, didn't he? How many wind sprites go contact in the rock formations on the province, eh? It'll be fine. Tata, you got hands on an airship, yes? Take her to Provenance and go pick up our stolen goods. Some genius hid them under a rock. You were bluffing? Obviously. Don't make me doubt your intelligence, Radlia. What airship needs parts that can't handle a little wind? Doubt what you like, Leofard. I hardly need bloody airship bits to beat you into submission. Finally, it's beating time. I don't care if I'm in this. I'll still beat some people up. Okay, they still let me get into something more comfortable. Sounds. Did you say Sems? As in these Sems Quetzalcoatl? Since when was she a friend of the Red Bills? Seems I'm not the only one whose name is worth something in these parts. I'm still prettier, though. What? Very not true. What the hell? How could you say that? I'm pissed now. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Maybe he's a little right. Well then, sweet cockatoos. Let's get about cutting you up into cockatrees and fours, shall we? That's a good line. Red Bill by himself is one thing, but Sems is something else. Hell yeah, I am. Ain't nothing for it, lads. Get out of here. Flee for your lives. Classic. So much for monstrous. Let's leave them to the garrison. Ain't enough meat on their shivering bones to warrant the chase. Radlia, I reckon this was a little more than a diversion to you, but surely you didn't think I'd fold to such a weak hand. All the more pity that you assumed those airship parts were the only pieces of value taken from me and mine. But no matter, it's time to make your allegiances clear. If you and your talons intend to continue this farce, then we'll have it out, here and now. Well? Ooh. It seems I misjudged my prospects. I thought those simpletons might account to more than sniveling turntails. But I have neither loyalty nor affection for a useless cockatoo. I suppose I shall have to content myself with this reunion in itself, but you will need more than clever bluffs to evade me next time. Of that you may be certain. Oh, the GG painting back there of Hildebrand and Nashu. I'm so happy that Hildebrand is continuing. I am ecstatic. I am so excited for Hildebrand continuing. Those were some fine samples without question, but nothing beats wearing me own rags again. Go ahead to the Parok and wait for us in my chambers. We'll be along once I've spoken with our knights most thorny. Alrighty. Song is an absolute banger. Well, Utata says all stolen property is accounted for, and finishing touches on our airship proceed apace. And according to the Rose Knights, the cockatoos will be shipped off to the Diadem, where they can enjoy volunteering their services for the betterment of mankind. Speaking of which, Captain, what is it to become of the miscellany recovered from the cockatoo's hoard? I'm sure House Helenarte will lay claim to their possessions, but as for the appurtenances of origins unknown, worry not, puss. I didn't pocket any jigumbob I find like some petty foister. We'll track down their rightful places soon enough if my prediction holds. Sems, is that you? Tataru's here. Whoa. It is, and you look quite as surprised as I feel. To think we meet here among the clouds and sky pirates. I was just finishing up my affairs in Ildeshire, when who should come asking for me but Red Bill Leofard. Quite the thrilling twist to my day, I'll have you know. How did Emmeline put it? She's got her fingers in more pies than a high street baker. When I got wind she was in Yildshire, it felt like snubbing fate to not to enlist her expertise. Not enterprise, expertise. Well, I'm exceedingly glad you did, for I have returned triumphant. Allow me to present the famous traveling portraitist, Durimert. Portraitist? But of course, among the recovered items were a number of singularly beautiful paintings. Oh, I am relieved to hear it. When I learned which vessel had fallen prey to sky pirates, I thought those pieces would be lost forever. So you are yet another victim of the monstrous cockatoos. Still, personal summons to the Parak seems like the sort of social nicety to which the captain is normally intolerant. I believe my presence here may have another purpose entirely. You see, Leofar and I are old acquaintances. He commissioned me to paint that portrait, in fact. Of his mother. My beautiful daughter, Ramil. She looks perfectly at home here. So wait, he's grandpa? Beautiful daughter? Ah, Duramont is father to Lady Ramil, the gentlewoman who cared for Leofard as a lad. He abdicated all family affairs to his son when he became a practicing artist, but he's still a lord in lineage. You mean to say that the renowned portraitist Durimert is not only your grandfather, but a former lord as well? Oh, you must forgive my blithe introduction from earlier. Not to forgive, Mistress Tataru. On the contrary, I'm indebted to you for tracking him down so quickly. Thanks to you, this can happen just as I hoped it might. Construction's about finished on our new airship, and I wanted you here when I christened her. The Ramil will fly again. My dear boy, celebrating your mother's life with you continues to be my great honor. When you hung her portrait here, when you named your first airship, I could see the vestiges of her love shining in your countenance then, just as it is now. I only hope you continue to realize her greatest wish for you, to live as free and unfettered as the sky itself. I know she would be very proud. Bit like herding squirrels, ain't it? Getting us adventuring types all in one room, but well worth the effort, I'd say. Moments like these are meant to be shared. Right, I believe we got a new airship to fly, and the open sky awaits. Now this is an airship. With how she handles, I could fly to the edge of existence and back without so much as a hiccup. Which I hear on good authority, or whatever authority Emmeline is when he is in his cups, you have literally done. I reckon I've never been such equal parts awed and envious, though I'll assume the invitation was simply lost by a post-moogle. Nay, nay, in all candor, I'm certain there are some skies only meant for your eyes, escapades surpassing even my wildest imaginings. So chart the ends of eternity, and horizons filled with peril. Just don't think you've seen the last of what wonders these heavens hold. I'll come find you again before long, Sems, and I'll bring everything I always promised, that thrilling, heady rush of adventure. The farewell may be bitter sorrow. Know that it is but fodder for a union's most gay. Okay, I get that this is like old timesy speak, but still. You know. No need to get mawkish, furball. Ain't a Sem's dropping off from the face of the star, not permanently anyhow. We'll meet again soon enough, although Kate Sith is more liable to mope like a damp kitten till we do. I expect these parts will be free of half-baked brigands for a time yet, but you should you ever find yourself in need of a red bill, don't hesitate to call. Thank you. 'Tis no small comfort knowing our ships may distribute their wares in safety. As for you, Sems, we'll be in touch. Oh, I'm ready for more stories with sky pirates. Well, that was invigorating. While I love nothing more than to catch our collective breath over a cup of tea, business calls me to Ishgard. No rest for the enterprising and talented, as they say. Shall we, Duramir? Might I persuade you to accompany us? I should very much like to hear of your adventures. Painting subjects I find personally inspiring is a particular credo of mine, and I dare say you have brushed shoulders with more than a few individuals of note. Thank you for indulging an old man's eccentricities. Now then, perhaps you could begin with the adventures you shared with Leofard and his crewmates. Oh. Drop something off for me. I see it there. Leofard intentionally offloaded this in our direction, yes? Whatever could it be? A show of goodwill from the Red Bills. Oh, that's right. When Leofard spoke to me about finding Duramir, he mentioned sending something along in thanks. Well, I would make quite the sight lugging this around to all my meetings, so might I ask you to hold on to it for a time being? I trust you not to run off with my share of the reward. A gift from the notorious Red Bills. You know, they're rather a nice sort of sky pirate, don't you think? So good. Speak with Duramir. Bright and energetic young lady is your employer, Sems. I hope shepherding me back to Ishgard did not delay her busyness over long. The tales you shared on the journey here were beyond anything I could have anticipated. Never have I heard such inspiring episodes of daring do. Though I may not know them personally, I find myself fascinated by the individuals you described, the comrades and acquaintances of your journeys. Yes, I believe I shall remain in the capital to paint for a time. Should you desire a portrait, I will happily part with it for the cost of its supplies. Find me here and we can make the arrangements. For real? So you have fulfilled your current obligations? Can he really do that? I might want a portrait if I can. Well, I'll at least finish this quest for now. Welcome back. I just received word from Mr. Tataru. What's this about portraitists and sky pirates? Redbow Leofard gave you this for the necklace? It seems to be a leather strap of sorts, and an antiquated one at that. Wait a moment, I recognize this design from my studies. This is a relic of the ancient city of Mach. It is said that Machi sorcerers would weave these cords with magics to make them unbreakable. You'd be hard-pressed to find better material for a necklace. Oh, Mistress Tataru will be so delighted. She chatted endlessly about how pleased she was to know the Red Bills and what sort of products might prove useful to our daring new friends. And the Rose Knights have already placed an order for the garrison, so all in all I believe our latest endeavor was a brilliant success. As always, we shall be on the lookout for new areas of opportunity, so I hope we can count on you to serve as our charming emissary again. In fact, I believe Mr. Tataru will insist upon it. Until next time. We now purchase portraits from Durama by speaking to him in Ishgard. So, portraits, I'm assuming, is of other people, but I'm hoping I can get a portrait of myself somehow. I mean, no, that's probably not possible. People would have their own portraits plastered up everywhere if they could, I'm assuming. Anyway. But still, we can continue with this, although I'm not sure why. Is there another quest here? Treasured Bonds? Oh wait, is Treasured Bonds the capstone quest? Yeah, it is. Okay. So I need to complete all 3 of the other ones. An auspicious opportunity with a reward. Alright. This one's next. Ah, Sebs, you couldn't have come at a better time. Do you have a moment to talk? My thanks. You see, a foreign merchant approached the boutique with a proposal not long ago. Hancock? Of the East Aldenar Trading Company, perhaps? You've heard of him. Yeah, I have. Hancock is awesome. He has a Criterion dungeon to his name. Ah, so you have a history. No wonder Mr. Tataru declared him unscrupulous and deserving of infinite caution. Though there is risk in dealing with a man of such flexible principles, his knowledge of the Hingan markets would do much to bolster our efforts to make inroads in the Far East. That is why, despite her misgivings, Mr. Tataru seeks to negotiate a partnership, but for some reason or another, he has requested you to be present at their meeting in Kugane. I realize business negotiations are not your forte. Oh, it is business. Here, hold on. Oh. Okay, I guess it is just business. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. That's cool. I realize business negotiations are not your forte, but we would be most grateful if you'd indulge his request. Yeah, I guess I couldn't get context clues for that, which stinks. Of course, there is also the matter of our secret mission. Once it has been fully restored, this gorgeous sapphire will serve as the centerpiece of Mistress Tataru's necklace. I hope that one day she may look upon it as a memento of not only her mother, but of her many dear friends and allies. Perhaps during your visit to Kugane, fortune shall favor us with the discovery of an additional treasure to grace her keepsake. In any case, I believe that covers everything. Mr. Tataru shall meet you at the Ruby Bazaar in Kugane. I wish you a safe journey. Alright, first I want to go check out that portrait. I'm assuming it's just going to be portraits of various characters. But we shall see. There are portraitist. Ooh, Tataru portrait. Yustola, Thancred, Urianger, Tataru, Alphino, Alice, Kryl, Grahatia, Brigit, Bayergot, or however you want to say that, Destroyer, Ralger, Azuma, Dalthal, Nafika, Altek, and that's it. I see. Very strange that it only has some of the of their portraits. The Tataru one is super cute though. Oh my gosh. I might get that one just for, you know, having it. Yeah. Cute Tataru one. Alright, now over to Kugane. Sans, I'm so glad you could make it. I am equally thrilled by your arrival, though I expect I must apologize for the sudden invitation. Yes, you should, but more importantly, I'd like to know what the scheme is and how you intend to involve us. Oh my, so quick to assume the worst. Yeah, what's the scheme, Hancock? Well, I would love nothing more than lay bare all my dirty secrets. It would be prudent to discuss my proposal first. Loath though I am to admit it, a draper shop but recently launched by the company has not been well received by the locals. Our intention was to promote the sale of imported apparel woven by the Uldan Weavers Guild. Alas, it seems Western fashion holds little appeal for the citizens of Kugane. So we rethought our strategy. We would produce Hingen couture, but with world-renowned Uldan silks, kimono, as they are the favorite choice of wear in the Far East. Or rather, that was our plan until our seamster fell ill. It was as I faced the unpleasant decision of abandoning this venture entirely that I chanced to hear of Tataru's boutique and the assorted Far Eastern styled equipment they had on offer. You were referring to our samurai and ninja inspired sets of armor, yes? Indeed, by putting your exemplary goods on display, the Eastern Aldenar Trading Company would demonstrate that we, a Western trader, are capable of making garments suited to the needs of our local patrons. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I have been informed that you wish to establish a foothold in Hingashi and East Authard. What better way to make your Kugane debut than to have us showcase your quality wares? It's not without its appeal, I admit, the perfect venue to gauge interest in our goods. Isn't it just? If I may take your grudging concession as a sign of interest, perhaps we can discuss the finer points of my proposed partnership. We'll be discussing it at length, but I've yet to see how any of this would require Sem's involvement. Indeed, I was just about to get to that part. Not long ago, I crossed paths with a group of certain someones who were eager to call on Sims again. I found myself quite taken with them, charming as they were, and I felt compelled to facilitate this reunion, and of course one can never collect too many favors. Alas, I know you are predisposed to question the motives behind any invitation from the East Alinar Trading Company, and with good cause, I concede. So I instead invited you here under the guise of assisting Tataru with a boutique-related affair. I hope you will forgive the deception. Rest assured that you shall be rewarded for your aid in this matter with your choice of recompense. Just before your arrival, I took the liberty of informing my new acquaintances that you would soon be making landfall on these shores. They ask you meet them at Sakazuki in the Ruby Sea as soon as you are able. I believe it is a matter of some urgency, so if you could travel there forthwith. Excellent. I leave them in your capable hands. Don't worry, I'm no stranger to Hancock's tricks. I'll make sure not to agree to anything until we've settled every last detail. Just do what you need to do and return when you can. Ooh, I have to make the flight one last time from Tamamizu over to the Four Lords area. Oh, it's down here? Strange. Apologies, Sems. I pray you have not been waiting long. Soraban. You look surprised. Did Hancock not tell you who requested your aid? But never mind that. I am simply glad you are here. Good to see Soraban too. How have I been? Well, my training as the next Genbu continues apace. I must tell you, my friend, each day has been more trying than the last. Why, just the other day, the auspices placed 99 wasabi-filled takoyaki on a platter before me, instructed me to divine which single ball out of the entire batch was not filled with that dreadful spice. training to sharpen my foresight, he claimed, but it felt more akin to torture. By the end, I was reduced to a dithering sea turtle, swimming in a puddle of my own tears. That is all to say, I'm only marginally closer to assuming my place as one of the four lords. Bah, get to the point already, Soroban. God, I was just about to arrive at it. Come, my friends, show yourselves. Whoa. Ah, there they are. Why am I looking around like I'm shocked to see them? They're chill. It has been some time, Sems. I am relieved to see you in good health. I understand you have been through a great deal. Your concern is unwarranted. This is the woman who quelled our Aramatama and inherited Tenzin's legacy. There is no trial she cannot overcome. You misunderstand me, my brother. That, or you deliberately insinuate that I lack faith in Sem's capabilities. Enough. We indebted ourselves to the merchant to obtain this meeting. Let us not distract ourselves with this nonsense and get to the heart of this matter. Very well. You may not know this, but Senri's craving for Dango often brings her to Kugane. It was during such a visit that she spied a suspicious individual on Kugane Dori. A man who not only wore raiments identical to Tenzin's, but who also claimed to be his long-lost descendant. This descendant was selling good luck charms utterly devoid of benediction. His ploy is plain. He uses Tenzin's name to trick fools into buying his rubbish. Any who would dare sully Tenzin's name shall face my wrath. My flames will cleanse him of his sin and burn his soul to ash. Too merciful a punishment, I say. I shall personally render unto him every pain imaginable. By the kami, is it possible they have both succumbed to the Aramatama once more? Nah. The charlatan boasts more than an esteemed heritage. He also claims to have the four lords at his beck and call. Insulting, yes, but I would rather resolve this without flames and torture. But having lived apart from men for so long, I fear we may be ill-equipped to do so on our own, hence why we have turned to you for assistance. You didn't agree to anything just yet, but why don't we at least seek out this descendant and take his measure ourselves? I beg your pardon, putting myself aside, the three of you approaching any settlement, let alone one as large as Kugane, would surely cause an uproar. Calm yourself, Soroban. You forget we are the four lords. 'Tis a trifling matter to assume a less conspicuous guise. Let us reconvene in Kugane. Soroban is to go first, while we three shall make our own approach separately to avoid attracting undue attention, just in case. What? I was thinking more so like minions, but for some reason, bunny, chicken. Okay. It would seem we have managed to arrive with little fuss, but only the kami know how long our presence will remain secret. Again, with the needless worrying, our disguises are perfect. Perfect is a strong word for it. None may suspect you are the four lords at a first glance, but you are suspicious in the extreme. We could have used our power to assume the form of men, but those of keen sight will still be able to discern our true nature. The costumes were an innocuous alternative. There's nothing innocuous about him. Senri said she found the swindler in Kogane Dori, yes? Let us head there at once. Gather round, friends, gather round. As you no doubt surmised from my crimson armor, I am the proud descendant of Tenzin, the famous hero of Eld who once slew an entire host of fearsome Oni. But do not take my word for it, behold. In this hand I hold Tenzin's beloved katana, the Phoenix Blade. I don't know what it looks like, but if he's got the Phoenix Blade, then he must be who he claims. Idiots, the true blade remained in our care since Tenzin's passing. That means he's intentionally making people, you know, think he's a descendant of Tenzin. Something seems off. I see there are some who remain unconvinced. Very well, you leave me no choice. Allow me to introduce to you my sworn allies, the Four Lords. Huh? Yes, the Four Lords? Oh dear, I'm almost afraid to look. That's your signal. I expect my money's worth. Introducing Genbu, the Turtle Auspice and Foreseer of Calamity. Suzaku, the Avian Auspice and Master of the Flames of Resurrection. Seiryu, the Dragon Auspice and Devourer of Young Maidens. What? Last but not least adorable, we have Byakko, the small and fluffy feline auspice. Why am I alone a cuddly creature? Surely he could have hired a Hrothgar or Mikote to portray me. At least I did not slander your character, Devourer of Young Maidens. Pugh. What is this rabble? All who've heard the tale of Tenzin know that the Four Lords are beasts, and not three mummers and a cat. These are the glamoured forms they assume so they may roam the realms of men undiscovered. Surely you can imagine the chaos that would ensue if they went about undisguised. Even so, there's no way they wear such ridiculous outfits. Okay. And here they are, dressed in far worse. This farce is infuriating. I will not abide him making mock of the bonds we shared with Tenzin. We are of one mind, my sister. He must be silenced. Does Tenzin even have a descendant? There was nothing in the legends about him fathering any children. But there was mention of one who loved him more dearly than life itself. I, the woman who I owe my storied lineage, is none other than the sublime crimson beauty standing before you, Suzaku. And he struck a nerve. He's fucking dead. Oh, never mind. She thinks, you know, she wants to hear about it more. Let him speak. Perhaps he is not wholly deserving of immolation. But how easily your rage is quelled. Having proven my ancestry to your satisfaction, my lords and ladies, I bid you partake of my good fortune, for I have auspicious wares to share with you today. Tenzin put countless Oni to the sword long ago, 'tis true, but only the grace of these miraculous good luck charms. But only by the grace of these miraculous good luck charms. Nah, he's capping. Imagine if he had just a bunch of good luck charms on him the whole time and that's the only reason he killed shit. Nah. This one will confer unto you all manner of fortune, good health, a happy family, scholarly achievement, financial success, romantic fulfillment, and much, much more. Maybe I don't like that I'm able to read his words so much easier than any of the other words in this game. Hopefully it gets more like this in the future. But that's not all. Purchase a charm now and I'll even throw in a stylish strap featuring a Four Lords design of your choosing. My stock is limited, so be sure to buy while supplies last. I'll take 2, no, 10! My blood boils to see Tenzin's good name used in this manner. As does mine. We cannot sit idly by and allow this to continue. I think our purveyor of good fortune is in need of a proper scare. Are you convinced as well, Sims? But we're letting him make money right now? I want to see what they have to say in these outfits. He's a most persuasive and cunning adversary. I was nearly convinced I had given birth to Tenzin's child. That's why, sir, you. That so many would fall for such obvious deception. No matter the age, mortals see only that which they wish to. Lest you worry, despite his preposterous depiction of me, I have no intention of harming the swindler. He seemed quite pleased with himself as he packed up his stall. Business was good, no doubt. How shall we proceed? With care and preparation. We all saw how deftly he countered accusations of fraud. A more clever approach is needed. We must limit his ability to spin more lies. Have you any ideas, Sims? Well, no, I don't want to sully Tenzin's name even more. I mean, of course it would be correct more, but presence of the Four Lords. Oh, indeed, our very existence alone is enough to prove his claims false. Then it's settled. You shall play the role of Tenzin's true descendant, and we shall accompany you. With us at our side, the impostor will have no choice but to confess his crimes. Whatever. Still, we would be wise to prepare for contingencies. With me as Soroban, make for Ryzen Temple. It is up to us to find and confront the swindler. As you are familiar with the city, I bid you lead the way. Speak with Suzaku when you are ready. His customers may have seen where he went, so let us begin by questioning them. I would also know more of his true identity. Of all the heroes of legend, why claim Tenzin's name? The answer may help us to stop him without resorting to violence, since some of you apparently lack the stomach for it. Okay, they're now accompanying me. Got it. Let's see. Where exactly? Is it in here? Yeah, superstitious woman. Kami be praised to have met Tenzin's descendant and get this good luck charm besides. What a fool I was to doubt him. He who commands the four lords of legend. As long as I have this, fortune shall surely shine upon me. Oh, has my good luck charm caught your eye? If you wanted one for yourself, you are sadly out of luck. The merchant selling them said that was the last of his stock, and he did not think he would be able to acquire more. But if you wish to hear from him, he was headed towards Tasogari Bridge. You will know him by his attire. I swear he was a spitting image of Tenzin from the storybooks. She speaks of yonder bridge, does she not? Others may have taken note of our quarry as he passed. Alright, and we continue over to this bridge now. Dangerous parkour I was doing. If I fell, I would have to go all the way back up the hard way. Exasperated man. Have I seen a man claiming to be Tenzin's descendant? The one who was selling good luck charms by the dozens, you mean? No, he didn't come this way, but Kami give me strength, I'll never understand how some can be so gullible. Let us continue our search elsewhere. Well, look who it is. Kyoto? Oh my gosh. I'm ready to see Seiryu kick him. That's what I want to see out of this exchange. It has been quite some time. What brings you to Kugane this eve? A hawker claiming to be Tenzin's descendant? Probably Ishu. I saw him not long ago. Yes? You know him? My peculiar and suspicious friend. There's no merchant in Kugane who hasn't heard of the entrepreneur. He made a fortune masquerading as Tenzin's heir. It's a brilliant scheme, very profitable. I tried to get in on it myself, but the Baron who will suffer no competition. Who's this Baron of whom you speak? The soy sauce one. Who else? Kageyama. A dangerous man, yes, with fingers in every pie. I fear him almost as much as I envy him. What can you tell us of Ishu? He's a skilled seamster, dedicated to his craft. Honestly, I never understood why he partnered with Kageyama. Though he had a conscience. Thought he had a conscience. Just goes to show you never know what anyone is capable of. Yes? There's more to this than meets the eye. We must investigate further. Have you any idea where Ishu may have gone? You want information? Yes? I want coin. Give me coin and I'll give you information. There you. It's time to kick him. I'm ready. That can be arranged if you are willing to journey to Raisen Temple. Our friend Furry can escort you. Temple? One I've never heard of at that. Wait, is it the sort of place where mortals fear to tread and malevolent spirits do dwell? Malevolent spirits? No, just a somewhat ominous crystal. I'll take your word for it. As for Ishu, he came to me and requested passage to the Isle of Beko, where he was to rendezvous with Kageyama. I refused, better not involve myself in the Baron's affairs, you understand. Kyoto, was it? You have our thanks. We shall fulfill our end of the bargain. You need not fear. There is no time to waste. I shall have a messenger instruct Byako and Soroban to meet us at the Isle. dog is here. Wanting to be pet and wanted me to open the window real quick. Be right back. Now he's looking out the window. Ishu and Kageyama will want to keep away from prying eyes. Somewhere near these rocks, perhaps. Let us take cover and eavesdrop on their conversation when they join us. Gahaha, fine day's work, Ishu. It pays to have fools for customers. Master Kageyama, please, this cannot continue. I shudder to think how the Four Lords would react if they learned of our crimes. Remind me, who was it who delivered you from a life of destruction after you lost your job as a seamster? Pray tell, who? You, Master Kageyama. I am forever grateful for your help, without which my family would be without house and home. But even so, what we are doing is wrong. Want to wash your hands of this dirty, dirty business and be a seamster again? Is that it? But once the truth comes out, and I would see that it does, who would dare to trust you? No, Ishu, you are going to continue the act, or you and your kin will starve in the streets. So that's the way of it. Ishu was coerced by Kageyama into this performance, and for his family's sake could not stop. Indeed, in light of this, how shall we proceed? We put the fear of the kami into Kageyama. I prefer the offense rather than the defense at helping Ishu. Oh, banger! Absolute banger. Who are you, and why are you wearing such ridiculous outfits? Hearken to me, mortal. I will suffer you to sully Tenza's name no longer. Defy me, and you shall not like the consequences. Sully Tenza's name, you say? His flesh and blood are free to do with it as they please. Unless you could prove that Ishu is not in fact his descendant, I suggest you get out of my sight. Then prove it we shall! Seb's here! It is time we revealed our true selves to these mortals. Holy shit, it's happening. Kami forfend! It cannot be. Oh, but it can. And their true forms? Holy shit. Oh, this is so epic. Actually so fucking cool. That flame-kissed katana you hold in your hand, is that the Phoenix Blade? He's just geeking out. For the crimes you have wrought in Tenzin's name, your punishment will be severe indeed. Beg not for mercy. Take heart, my dears. I shall make your deaths painless. Hearken to my melody. There's no turning back. Steel yourselves. Yeah, somebody, anybody help me. What was that? Not only do you possess the Phoenix Blade, but the four lords themselves stand at your side. Tell me, are you Tenzin's descendant? But please have mercy, I beg of you. I vow to never use the name of your ancestor. You have my word. There he goes, running with his tail in between his legs. So fucking cool, actually. Oh, that was awesome. At Tenzin's behest, I once played the role of a ferocious tiger to frighten the peoples of a village and drive them to flee before they were buried in a landslide. He took part in the deception as well, but to be honest, your acting put us to shame. Have you considered auditioning at the Mujikoza Theater? You're making me blush. Honored lords and lady and descendant of Tenzin, I know not how to make amends for my sins. Though actions speak louder than words, I wish to say that I am truly sorry. Man or beast, we all make mistakes. I am told you are a master seamster. I might not go so far as to say master, but with my skill I managed to put food on the table. And perhaps I shall have a word with an old friend. Hello, Albie. You just missed. If you just now got here, you missed the coolest thing I've ever seen with the Four Lords. I'm doing Tataru's Great Endeavor. It's awesome so far. I can only imagine, because I just did the weapons yesterday. Oh my gosh, how good that quest is going to be. I'm so excited. That can wait, Sorbonne. We must escort this young man to a safer location. I haven't done the quest yet. Lol. You've gotta. It's really good. Especially since, isn't this the one that you get the really cool glam for? Or have you not done the Four Lords quest line yet? I mean, both of them are super good, so you should definitely do them. Or the level 80 one, if that's what you're talking about, the weapons quest lines. Who knows? This is far enough. It is past time we returned home. So though, it's really nice to see you here. Thank you. We are once more in your debt. It is because of you that this affair could be concluded before Tenzin's reputation suffered irreparable harm. Thank you, Sems. Now that you are no longer bound to Kageyama, what will you do? Well, I know I must take responsibility for my actions. I will confess my crimes to the Seki Segumi. After I am released from my imprisonment, I shall take up an honest trade once more, not rest until I have repaid each and every victim of my deception. Yes, I had been meaning to tell you, but I will let Hancock explain when he arrives shortly. Dreadfully sorry to have kept you all waiting. Yeah, the little urchin gets to... speak of the devil. The little urchin gets to meet with the Four Lords again. And the urchin girl came as well. It has been far too long. Yep, there she is, the urchin girl. You're looking green as ever, Sorbonne of the Blue. And once again, Genbu, that's Tataru. Tataru. Though I'm sure I'll have to remind you next time, too. And Hancock is just seeing the Four Lords for the first time. You are Ishu, the seamster Sorbonne spoke of, yes? If it is gainful employment you seek, the East Aldenar Training Company would be thrilled to hire one of your expertise to work at our draper shop. The seamster in our service fell ill, and we've been looking for a replacement. I have no words. I am grateful, truly, but I cannot accept, for once I confess my crimes to the Seki Segumi. They will surely imprison me for a time. Yes, the Seki Segumi. I had a chat with them not long ago. They are aware that the scheme was contrived by Kageyama, and that you too are one of his victims. You will be required to assist them in their investigation, of course, but you needn't steel yourself for even a brief incarceration. Hancock, you have our thanks for calling Sems to our aid. Oh no, not at all. I am pleased to have been of service. I have not forgotten our arrangement, Sems. Have you decided upon a reward? Oh, how that warms the heart, a material to help restore the keepsake of a dear friend. The keepsake of a dear friend. I have just the thing. I won't spoil the surprise now, but do look forward to it. I suppose we had better return to the city, but before that... You should have called upon me too, you know. It's not like I wasn't part of the whole saving the Ruby Sea from becoming consumed by roaring flames endeavor or anything. Oh, forgive us, urchin Tataru. We assumed you were busy. That, and you did struggle mightily to help Sems restrain Sorbonne that one time, so there was some concern that you might prove a liability should it come to blows. Nonetheless, we will take your words to heart. Yeah, you did actually kill me in that solo instance once, Tataru. That was pretty messed up. Perhaps we should assume our guises and walk among men more often. It was a refreshing change of pace on the whole. I would not be against it. We were in a bit of a rush on this occasion, but with a longer visit, we might better appreciate men's curious ways. I have no doubt we shall meet again, but I but pray that the time comes sooner than later. You and me both. I'll be sure to stop by the temple later. You know you are always welcome. The others would be thrilled to see you and Tataru both. Doing this so suddenly after doing it, like it's been at most a week since I did these quest lines. Doing it so suddenly after definitely doesn't have the effect that it would on someone who, let's say, did this content on release and is just now getting, like, in 6.3, getting to relive this experience a little bit through Tataru's grand endeavors. Yeah, that's awesome. This questline is really good. Because it's literally just going back and checking off the checklist. Now then, I say we resume Sorbonne's training upon our return to the temple. Must we so soon? You did well to appraise Hancock of Isu's predicament. He may now make amends by putting his talents to good use, and continue to provide for his family. Indeed, 'twas behavior befitting one destined to become the next Genbu. The road ahead is long, but we doubt not that you are worthy. And so we want only to encourage you to reach your full potential. If that's how you all feel, then I have little choice but to do my best. Ooh, another cutscene. I'm assuming ending cutscene? Yep. I could still hardly believe that the Seki Sagumi only wished to question me. Master Hancock must have a way with words. Speaking of which, I believe he and Mr. Tataru will be joining us shortly. Ishi, you will be pleased to know that I've just finished making arrangements for your immediate employment. May our profits soar that you may give your family the life they deserve. But Master Hancock, I do not deserve such kindness. I will do my best to earn my keep. I want you to know that I intend to work hard to make up for the many mistakes that I've made. It is not much, but I have prepared a gift for you as an expression of my gratitude. A set of garments that I made before I was embroiled in Master Kageyama's schemes. The lords and ladies of Kugane once held my work in high regard, and I hope you will as well. You will also find a little something from me included within, a well-deserved reward. Wait, what exactly did you give Sems? Payment for introducing the East Aladar Training Company to prospective new clients. What else? I can't say I'm surprised you would try to peddle goods to the four lords themselves, but still, have you no shame? Regardless, now's as good a time as any to inform Sems of the result of our deliberations. Said result being, we have agreed to an official partnership with the East Aldenar Training Company, one which I will exploit for all it's worth to make Taru's boutique a household name in Kugane. For my part, I pray this is the start of a mutually beneficial partnership. To business, I would have a tour of this draper shop of yours immediately, if you don't mind. Sorry to cut things short, Sems, but time is money, and I have precious little to spare. Once you've seen to any other unresolved matters you have here, I'd be grateful if you'd return to Old Charlian and inform Magina of our new arrangement. Anyone around? It's worth checking. Welcome back. Negotiations with Master Hancock were fruitful, I hope. Well, I expected nothing less from you and Mr. Tataru. As for Mr. Tataru's necklace, you say Master Hancock slipped a gift into the parcel you received from Ishu, yes? May I have a look? I goodness, what a stunning set of garments. They certainly offer tastes of the Far East. Oh, one moment. I'll be right back. As for the item Master Hancock set aside for Mr. Tataru's necklace, by the sisters, black pearls. Do you have any idea how rare these are? They can only be harvested from blacklip oysters in the Ruby Sea. I cannot be certain until they have been incorporated into the necklace, but I believe the darker shade will serve as contrast to the brilliant sapphire centerpiece and make it stand out even more. To part with such precious treasures, Master Hancock is either very wealthy or very well connected, or both. We would do well to maintain a good relationship with the East Aldenar Training Company. But that is the boutique's concern. After all you've done for us, I am sure you want nothing more than a good rest. Thank you again for your continued assistance. When next we discover a client we'd like to add to our ever-growing list, I hope we can count on your assistance once more. Very nice. Very cool outfit. Awesome. Alright. Aggressive expansion is the second to last quest. So basically it's this one, and then Forever in Our Hearts, and then Treasured Bonds, and More Precious Than Gil. That is the final quest. Alright, we can do that. We can definitely manage that. Sems, I've been meaning to speak with you. Mr. Tataru mentioned the most astonishing thing to me earlier. Is it true that you aided in the liberation of Wurlit? Mm-hmm. Just recently. Like, just yesterday. Words press fast, I guess. I see, so you fought the weapons of the 7th Legion alongside none other than the Black Wolf himself. Well then, that makes you the perfect candidate for our next job. You see, we're planning to send our latest samples of military equipment to Wurlit's interim government. Since Gaius Balesar oversees such matters, who better than his sister-in-arms to pitch our wares? Oh my god, I'm actually gonna cry for this part, I just realized. Seeing Allie again? Oh my gosh. Word has it that Wurlit forces are in the process of choosing a supplier to outfit their troops, so we're keen to throw our hat into the ring. So, would you be willing to assist us? It's too fresh in my head. This is going to be really touching. I'd be happy to. Wonderful, I can't thank you enough. If my sources are correct, you should be able to find Gaius in Turncliffe. Should you chance upon any potential adornments for Mistress Tataru's necklace, please do bring them back with you. You may travel to Turncliffe by speaking with the Resistance Escort in Porta Praetoria, located in the Lox region of Giribania. Yep. here's Gaius. I was not expecting you, Sems. Are you perchance aware of the ongoing situation? What situation? I see, then you are here for some other business, yes? Yep, and then I just say the other option. Samples of military equipment. You have my thanks, but there is a more urgent matter that requires my attention. I received a report that the G-Savior Mark II has been stolen from the hangar here in Turncliffe. In fact, I am here to speak with an eyewitness. If you are willing, I would like you to join me. Your insight may prove useful. Nobody steals my mech. They're gonna have to fight me for it, which they're not gonna like. Thank you for coming at such short notice, and with Sems no less. Aye, as luck would have it, she decided to pay us a visit on other business. Owing to our present crisis, however, I had her accompany me here. Tell me, is it true that Mark II was stolen? I'm afraid so. While I was performing maintenance on the Mark I, I caught sight of a man approaching the Mark II and looking very suspicious. Our culprit, in other words. What? I don't believe you. I called out to him, demanding he state his business here, but when he turned around, my heart nearly jumped out of my chest. The man who stared back at me was Valens Van Varo. I am sure of it. Impossible. He breathed his last before my very eyes. Unless the dead walk among us, that simply cannot be. It might actually be among us, because that has to be an imposter. 110%. Because that guy is dead. It is among us. I agree. 110% among us. I only know what I saw. Though he wore a visor, the likeness was unmistakable. Even his magenta armor was identical. Pray forgive the interruption. I bring urgent news. These former captives of the 7th Legion insisted they speak with you. Please forgive us, Father. Our father, he... Calm yourself, lad. You are safe now, I promise. Now tell us what happened. Father, Valens came back and told us to show him where the War Machina are. We know how to get in here, so sometimes we come for a peek at the big machines. And after telling Valens how to sneak inside, he made off with the G-Savior Mark II. Given what you boys have been through, I know how difficult it must have been to confess what happened. Your bravery is commendable. Now you had best return to the orphanage. Fear not, we will deal with this so-called Valens. Because, yeah, he had his head balloons. Like with a balloon dart. It was literally the exact same popping sound effect. Though I highly doubt he has returned from the dead, if that War Machina has fallen into the wrong hands, the consequences could be catastrophic. We must give chase, and swiftly. Will you lend us your aid? It means I get another ride in the G-Warrior. You have my gratitude. We will set out to reclaim the G-Savior Mark II as soon as you are ready. Pray inform the Ironwork staff when you have seen to your preparations. Surely I get another ride in Mark I. If you're to stand a chance against the G-Savior and Mark II, you'll need to fight fire with fire. Luckily for you, we've already fooled the Mark I, which is ready for dispatch at your command. Yes, it's time. G Savior Mark I's automated piloting systems currently have us cruising towards Garlemald. If the perpetrator truly is Valen's, I am all but certain he is making another attempt to seize the Imperial throne. After all, that is precisely what he hoped to achieve with the diamond weapon after the death of Emperor Varus. But he did not succeed then, nor will he succeed now. I want you to pilot the G-Warrior and to make sure of it. While I am entirely capable of taking the helm myself, I must concede that your skill outshines my own. Instead, I will provide support from the rear cockpit inside the containment apparatus. Valens may have a head start, but I am confident we will overtake him once we have the engines at maximum output. Then, the rest is up to you, Sens. Upon entering the cockpit, several cutscenes. Okay, I have sufficient time. Monka. Sufficient cutscenes in a storyline that I was already tearing up at? This is way too scary. Heat signature detected 3,000 yalms to the fore. Car outside distracted me. Alright. The readings are unmistakable. It can only be the Mark II. Ideally, we would shoot him down before he can detect us, but doing so would destroy the vessel and him with it, making it impossible to identify the culprit. Our only choice is to draw near and neutralize the vessel's propulsion systems, even if it means alerting him to our presence. I beg to differ. Someone has wormed their way into our frequency, but this voice, it couldn't be. Oh, but it is. My, how long it has been, Lord Belsar. Narrow, classic. As I suspected, Narrow Tolskeva. So the rumors were true. You survived the battle at Castrum Meridianum. Meridianum. Yeah, that's the word. Now work as an engineer under Sid. Work under him? Clearly you are misinformed. I am merely using my unequaled talents to save the poor fool from his own ineptitude, and now I am here to do the same for you. Do enlighten us as to how. It is simple, really. I've crafted an armament that will immobilize Garland's wretchedly designed vessel, and I've even given it the appropriate name. I call it the Anti-Chi. Expecting this day would inevitably come, I took the liberty of loading it into the Mark I's weapons bay in advance. You're welcome. Now, adventurer, listen and listen well. What I'm about to tell you is the key to sinking that scarlet vessel. And while I find the idea of its destruction unbearable, it is nevertheless the perfect opportunity to prove who is the superior engineer, Garland or myself. Do put on a good show. In the following sequence, you will pilot the G-Warrior. Time your inputs with the on-screen prompts. Huh? So I rhythm game it? When a blue prompt appears, left, time your input as the diamonds overlap. When a yellow prompt appears, right, make several rapid inputs until the prompt disappears. The controls are as follows. Time your input. Mouse left-click or right-click anywhere on screen. Keyboard any standard unmodified key. Please note that chat will be temporarily disabled. Alright. I'm gonna use space probably then. I guess we'll see. When I activate the homing interface, you are to lock onto the vessel immediately and fire a barrage of anti-G missiles. The moment our quarry is aware of our presence, he will undoubtedly take evasive maneuvers. The anti-G is a flawless achievement born of scientific genius, but that is of no matter if it misses its target, understood? Homing interface activated. Commence bombardment. Very nice. 6 critical. I'm too good. Why, I dare say you're a natural. And I now also know that spacebar works. But if that was all, then that, you know, I want to do more. With the apparatus's propulsion engines neutralized, our quarry is defenseless. What are you waiting for? Capture him. No, he's not finished yet. So the corner brute still has fight left in him. I trust you can show him the folly of his perseverance. I could stop him. I could stop him. Holy. Holy shit. Oh, he's using that mode. But I got the defensive barrier. Bish. I don't know how to control this thing way better than you. Got him. Excellent work. Quickly, we must go after him. Hello, thank you for the follow. If you were here when that happened, we just had a massive mech battle, war machina battle in the sky. That was awesome. What cruel irony that the vessel should crash here of all places. Surrender. There is no escape. It's you, Gaius. Hello, Andy. Thank you for the pot friend and the follow. I appreciate it. And who are you? What do you mean? I'm Valens, the man destined to inherit the Imperial throne. Very well, we will do this the hard way. Oh, torture. Oh, he knocked it off cleanly. Different colored eyes. Weird. This man is not Valens. Oh, I should have said it's him. I would have gotten easily fooled. I will not soon forget how Valens faced frozen fear in his final moments, how the light in his green eyes extinguished alongside the flame of his life. Yet the resemblance is uncanny all the same. I will not ask again. Who are you? Answer sincerely or atone for your sins with your life. Holy shit. My name is Procopius. I served as a pilot of the 7th Legion under Lord Valen's command. When I reviewed the 7th Legion's records, I saw no mention of there being another of his kin within its ranks. Your face, surely not. That's right, and I would gladly do it again. Were Lord Valen's to become emperor, his life would be under constant threat. This is my expression of devotion, my willingness to sacrifice myself in his name. Oh, to go so far as to change your own face. But why steal the Mark II? Like your master, I presume you wish to use it to ascend the throne? The throne is but a means to an end. My true aspiration is to embolden the people of the shattered remains of Garlemald to rise up once more and take what is theirs by birthright. Only we Garleans are fit to inherit this star, herding the cattle masses as we milk them for all they are worth. This is the way it should be, just as Lord Valen's envisioned. In the words of Emperor Solus, no lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule. About to give him the hard truth. Wait, did he actually just, like, kill him? Kill him? The ravings of a madman. Lest you wonder, I have not killed him. I was wondering. Alright, Gaius. Yeah, I was definitely wondering. We've recovered the Mark II, and I apprehended our perpetrator. Let us return to Turncliffe. Okay, good. It wasn't that, like, crazy sad. It was just kind of epic, which I'm cool with an epic story. Way better off with it. My thanks for lending your aid, despite the suddenness of my request. The children will be able to rest easy, knowing the impostor has been captured and the vessel reclaimed. That said, you are here on other business. Let us delay it no further. Forever in our hearts. No, it's Allie. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to cry. Oh, I'm gonna bawl my tears. Tears are gonna stream down my face if this continues. Now, could you enlighten me as to why you came to deliver clothing samples? An enterprise founded by a former scion, with you acting on their behalf. Clearly the equipment is of fine make. I and my associates will give it all due consideration. Still, I confess I am rather surprised to see the champion of Eorzea doing so mundane a task as delivery. This Tataru must command a great deal of respect. Vexure takes everything in stride. Delivery, sky fishing, traveling to the farthest edges of the universe. It is unwise to refuse the coin keeper of the Scions. An adventure takes everything in stride. I see, the spirit of an adventurer. Perhaps I should learn from your example. In any case, I believe your errand here is complete, but if you are willing, there is another I would ask of you. The boys are doubtless still unnerved by what happened earlier. I would assuage their concerns, make it clear to them that Valens is well and truly gone, but it cannot come from a Garlean like myself. Could I prevail upon you to tell them in my stead? Thank you. I believe you will find boys near the storage area. Pray give them the good news. Dang, over here? Oh wait, are they just chilling on top of there? Why are there some I guess not all adults are bad people. Yeah, we still got a lot of growing up to do. You're right, maybe we should go on an adventure someday. And they all look up to the... They're not even looking at the moon, they're just looking at the stars. I guess that area is pretty pretty. Pretty boy. Oh, you're back. Please, miss, you have to tell us what happened. So you got the machine back. You're amazing, miss. That man was just pretending to be Valens. Does that mean the real one's not coming back? Yes, he's gone for good, my dear. Pray remove any thought of that wretched man from your mind. Thank goodness. Even now, I see his face in my dreams every night. I'm always so afraid. I want to tell Miss Allie, but I know I mustn't. She's been through so much. You haven't heard? Allie's been helping out at the orphanage. She's been taking real good care of us. But we don't want to worry her. Could you keep what happened a secret? We heard that Valens did awful things to Miss Allie too. Please, we don't want to bring back all those horrible memories. Thank you, miss. You're the best. Say, you know Miss Allie, right? Do you think you could help us? We want to make her wish come true for being so kind to us. We heard that she dreams of having a portrait of her family. We think it'd be nice if somebody painted one for her. But besides Mr. Gaius, her family is gone. Perhaps we could somehow manifest their likeness for the artist to see. Yes, that could work. Leave it to me. I may have just the thing. Really? Then we'll fetch the painter. This is going to be really nice. Could you tell Miss Allie and Mr. Gaius to meet us at the lookout? And shall take a leaf out of Nero's book and prepare a surprise of my own. Pray meet me at the lookout once you've spoken with Gaius and Allie. Have you spoken with the children? Though Valen's atrocities left scars that may never heal, his victims will be relieved by the news. And it is heartening that they should wish to perform such an act of kindness for Allie. Very well, I will do as they ask. I shall meet everyone there shortly. Is she hiding behind these boxes? No, she's just checking things. Checking these boxes. Sims! Forgive me, I didn't know you'd be visiting. What brings you here? The children said they wanted to do that for me? That's very kind of them. Well, it's true I've spoken of this on occasion. The family portrait just wouldn't feel right without Melisandre, Recon, and Rex and Alphonse. Still, it wouldn't be right to refuse. They're only trying to cheer me up, after all. I'd best go and meet them at the lookout. You're on their way then? Perfect. I made my own preparations in the meantime. All that remains is to await our models and our esteemed portraitist. Ugh. I'm not ready for this. I'm gonna bawl. Don't make me bawl again, please. There he is. I didn't think it would actually be him to show up, but I was, when they said portraitist, that's who I thought of. I should have said aloud that I thought it was going to be him. Ugh. Gaius, Allie, would you mind standing over there? Make sure you draw her nice and pretty, mister. Yeah, you draw magnificent portraits already. Did we do it right? Are we making her dream come true? Yes, I think you made her very happy, but we cannot ignore the fact that Gaius is not her only family. I know, but everyone else is gone. I wish we could have done more for her. Don't worry, child. As I mentioned, I prepared a little surprise of my own. There it is. Oh, she got it. Look, Allie. They're all here. While I understand your surprise, you'll have to sit still for the portrait, I'm afraid. Thank you. Oh man, okay. If that continued for longer, I was done for. That was gonna make me... Oh. I need to talk to them. This is truly a dream come true. I will treasure this portrait for the rest of my days. Words do not come easily at times such as these, but know that you have my sincerest gratitude. To see Melisandre again alongside her loved ones, I can't tell you how much this means to me. We're so happy Miss Allie's wish came true. Thanks for helping us, miss. We wanted to thank you too, so we got you a gift. We found them on the beach with our friends at the orphanage. They're our greatest treasure, a pair of pretty pink shells. Oh, I see. That's Tataru's present. We'd better go now, but we hope you like it. Gina may find the shells a beautiful component to Tataru's memento. Return to Old Charlie and show them to her. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that... If it went on any longer, I mean... Thankfully, no tears, actually, shed down my eye. But, they're definitely watery right now. That questline is seriously peak. Welcome back, Sims. How did you fare with Gaius and Turncliffe? My goodness, not only did you help him recapture stolen War Machina, but you even helped fulfill his daughter's dream? I'm not sure whether I should be in awe of your ability to solve problems, or offer my commiserations for encouraging so many in the first place. Mayhap that is simply the lot of a distinguished adventurer. Which reminds me, were you able to produce a new adornment for Mistress Tataru's necklace? Yes, I was. My, they're simply remarkable. These must be the fabled rose shells of Wordlet. I hear they're both rare and beautiful, making them the perfect choice for various types of jewelry. If we polish them up and make a few refinements, I am certain we can incorporate them into the necklace. One moment. And there we are back. Had to turn on the lights in the house downstairs because people are coming back later. Ah, there's something else in this package. A rolled canvas of a portrait, it looks like. It must be a gift for you. Owing to your kind assistance, I believe we are in the running for forging a contract with Wordlet's interim government. There could be no more desirable result for the boutique. Yeah, my heartfelt thanks, Sums. And complete. Which we did everything, which means treasured bonds. Regina seems eager to share something with you. Is it now going to be internal conflict? Sems, I have wonderful news. Thanks to your tireless deliveries, we are now overwhelmed with orders. Mr. Tataru's plan was a success. That's another shipment sent. I don't think I've ever packed so many parcels in my life. I have a shocked expression. I don't believe we met before, have we? Ah, my apologies. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hastad. Like so many Hanish refugees, I left my home in Palakistan and came to Sharlayan during the final days. You saved my life more than once. Oh. Very cool. I'm working at Tataru's boutique with Magina and Varsarud. Albeit behind the scenes, it's rare that I have occasion to visit the storefront. An unfortunate side effect of the constant demands on all our staff. Though, I think we would all agree that the hustle and bustle is for the best. But don't you wonder what we'll do once the samples have served their purpose? Our equipment is crafted to last, which is wonderful, of course, but also means that our customers are not like to require replacements for some time. Therefore, if we are not constantly receiving new customers, our good fortune will eventually sour, no? Mr. Tataru isn't so foolish as to have not anticipated such things. I'm sure she's already coming up with new and exciting products to offer our existing clients. Actually, I had an idea of my own for a new product I made. In fact, I presented it to Mr. Tataru just the other day, a new uniform to outfit the academics and researchers of Sharlayan. Oh, how enterprising. And what did she say? Well, she seemed hesitant, which I could only interpret as reluctance to hurt my feelings with explicit rejection. But then she told me to look into it further and draft a formal proposal for review. That's wonderful, Magina. When she said look into it further, did she mean for you to conduct some manner of market survey of the academics and researchers? Just so, but, well, some are involved in such sensitive work that simply approaching them is out of the question. Which is to say, my petition to enter Labyrinthos was denied. Instead, I decided to try the studium. Secretarial Mamet was too happy to schedule a meeting with an academic representative. But now that it's come down to it, I'm feeling ill with nerves. If it were on Mr. Tataru's behalf, it would be different, but this was my initiative, my idea. I offered to accompany you, but I have to mind the counter. Perhaps you could offer Magina your support? Yeah. Oh, thank you. Can I come as well? I'd like to start thinking of what supplies we'll need for our artisans once your plan is approved. Of course, very well then, to the studium we go. Very cool. Over to the Aetheryte we go as well. This building might well be a temple for how austere it feels. I'm glad I have your company. I was told a key Aliapo would be meeting us here. I'm sure they will be along shortly. Hello, representatives from Tataru's boutique, I presume. We're pleased to meet your acquaintance. My name is Magina, and I am ever so obliged to you for making the time to speak with us. Ki Alapo, at your service. There's no need to stand on ceremony. I assure you, most of our academics are far more concerned with their research than pleasantries, merely to their detriment at times. Anyway, how may I help you this evening? A uniform for our academics and researchers, you say? I myself am ill-equipped to offer an authoritative opinion on the matter, so permit me to arrange some meetings with faculty representatives. Please make yourselves comfortable in the auditorium while I go summon a few of our more personable personnel. I don't have the best feeling about this, just by the photo for the quest. I have a feeling she's gonna present to, like, the highest ranking fashion professors or whatever they're gonna be. And it's gonna be, you know, less than noteworthy. She might even get berated for her outfit designs or something, I don't know. Well, in the Faculty of Archaeology, we spend much of our time traipsing about ancient ruins, which often ends up ruining our clothes, if you'll pardon the pun. An outfit durable enough to handle extended use would be welcome, but it would need to be lightweight and breathable as well. Equatorial deserts can be most taxing. Then again, you'd be surprised just how many relics are hidden at the bottom of lakes, and northern waters can get quite chilly. As it stands, my colleagues and I throw on any old thing for our field work. Whatever we have on hand is suitable for the conditions, with the understanding it may need to be disposed of afterwards. Funding for research equipment and the like is precious enough as it is, and we can't afford to have dozens of bespoke garments for every situation. Which is probably not what you were hoping to hear, I realize. No, thank you for your candor. It's true new kit can be rather expensive. We must ensure our prices stay affordable. The ideal outfit for astronomers. How in the world am I to answer that? I know less than nothing about fashion. Well, I suppose we astronomers often conduct our celestial observations from locales remote and subsequently chilly, you know, mountaintops and the like, so something warm? If warm is truly their only requirement, then I think it's safe to say this is the opposite of an untapped market niche. The Faculty of Medicine has strict requirements for dress on account of hygiene regulations. Fabrics that are resistant to stains and possess antibacterial properties are a must, for example. Additionally, we students of nutritional sciences must vigorously dart about the kitchen, so dressing for comfort is nearly essential as cleanliness, and it's nearly as essential as cleanliness. And if it were fashionable enough to perhaps inspire others to follow in our footsteps, all the better. Oh, you require no such clothing in the Faculty of Anthropology, for we make all that we require right here. Rather, Professor Tenkin prefers to do so, that he may better understand how necessity begets innovation. An outfit that ameliorates aether sickness without a doubt. You think we at the Facility of Aetherology would have developed an outfit by now? No. By now, no? But alas, our primary projects demand every moment we possess. We cannot afford to divide our resources. It's not the best luck, but there was one that was, like, promising, I suppose. I think. Well, how did it go? I don't know, to be honest. Everyone has such different preferences that I'm not sure if it's even possible to satisfy them all. Fair concern, the studio's facilities are filled with opinionated individuals, each with their own peculiarities. Additionally, our academics spend much of their time engaged in fieldwork as opposed to seminars, which further complicates stipulations of dress. In other words, we just have our work cut out for us. Yeah, I'm not an adventurer shill. Indeed, it was naive to assume that one type of uniform could account for the needs of all academics. We had best return to the boutique. Thank you for your assistance, Mistress Aliapo. See, it didn't go well, but I mean, I think Tataru knows best that she probably shouldn't try to tap into this market because everyone just does their own thing. And I truly thought I had a good idea. No doubt Mr. Tataru knew its folly, but had me research it regardless, so that I might reach the conclusion on my own. Which is good. That's a good thing. She meant well, I am sure. See how the hardships make you strong. I believe I've heard that expression before, but where? I'm pretty sure perhaps in Thavnair it comes from the teachings bestowed upon us by the old gods. Ah, right. So specifically in some specific part. I'm assuming it was by the beach where we got told about it, maybe. Many of us took comfort in the words during the final days after we fled Palico's stand. You may have heard it spoken then. Let's see back to the specific. Oh. Oh, that has me remember a lot more. I remember now. I completely forgot about them. I'm gonna be honest. It's been a while since Endwalker, a whole year, actually. When we call upon the divinities, it is not to beg for salvation, but for guidance. So long as we live by their teachings, there is no hardship we cannot overcome. This is a core tenet of Hannish faith that has seen us through much adversity since the founding of our nation. It is as you say, Hastad. Yet, until you did, it did not occur to me to consider how they might apply to my personal struggle. Coming to Charlian and working with Mr. Tataru at the boutique, I met so many people from all sorts of cultures, but in trying so hard to accommodate their wants and needs, I fear my own heritage has become an afterthought. There is no shame in dedicating yourself to your work, and as we all have our limits, compromise and sacrifice are inevitable. It may surprise you, but once I aspired to become a steward. To look back on it now feels fanciful. It's strange that we so easily let our dreams be cast aside by circumstance. I swore nothing would stand between me and my chosen path, and yet here I am. I know the divinities will guide us wherever we go, but what if we stray too far? Would I be a fool to suggest that perhaps we should return to Thavnair? But Mr. Tataru has done so much for us, we cannot simply leave the boutique on a moment's notice. Maybe not, but what of our family and friends? It is one thing for us to send money and well wishes, but I wonder if we could not do more if we were there, helping to rebuild. We haven't been back to the village since the final days. If we're already forgetting our old lives, I don't know. I just think Mr. Tataru should know how we feel is all. Rude says that Mistress Tataru should be stopping by soon. When I asked how she felt about returning to Thavnair, she said she'd need time to consider. For my part, at least, I think consulting with Mistress Tataru will help put my mind at ease. My, what a busy counter we have this morning. Astad, it's good to see you out from behind your usual shipping crates. Yes, I thought I'd come and help Magina with her research. Just returned from interviewing academics at the studium. About that, Mistress Tataru. Suffice it to say, the requirements were all radically different. I know I set a uniform for researchers and academics, but I'm afraid I may have deeply underestimated the feasibility of such a project. And that's perfectly alright. The important thing is to learn from what you discover so you can retain and apply that knowledge as you continue on your entrepreneurial journey. The right idea for a new product will find us when it's ready. In the meantime, I have more samples in need of delivery. Seeing as Sons is very conveniently standing within my line of sight... A thousand pardons, Mr. Tataru, but before you continue, I wish to speak with you about a personal matter. You've shown us incredible charity, which makes this all the more difficult to ask, but I wonder if I should return home to Thavnair. Please do not mistake this as dissatisfaction with our arrangement. If anything, I've grown so accustomed to life in Charlian that I fear I've begun to forget myself, my dreams, my faith, the person I used to be before I came here. Not only that, in spite of my regular remittances, I worry that our village struggles to rebuild at the final days, while I live happily removed from a burden I ought to share more. It feels disingenuous to both my home and the many kindnesses you've shown to us. I see, and you both feel the same? I've been so devoted to my work that I hadn't given it much thought to returning until Hastad mentioned it, but to claim I'm not worried about the village would be a lie. While I am of similar mind to Magina, I must nevertheless remain here. Among other reasons, there is a project I am resolved to complete. Nod. Well, I would be sorry to see any of you go, but if remaining here causes you grief, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. Which is why that I decided our next set of samples shall be delivered to Palika's stand. Furthermore, I ask that those who wish to visit accompany Sems on her errand. Seeing how your village fares is no doubt the best thing for you both right now. It will help you to understand your feelings, after which we may proceed howsoever you desire. I'm getting knocks on the ceiling if stream can hear that. If not, that's fine. And should your colleagues require it, I'm sure you can be relied upon to dispense the perfect advice. Magina, Hassad, give everyone my regards. Then it's settled. I'll begin preparing the samples at once. Allow me to assist. No matter what happens, we must finish Mistress Tataru's necklace. Are we ready to proceed with the restoration, do you think? I dare say we have enough additional materials, thanks to Sen's dedication. For the work itself, I thought we could entrust it to the lapidary Mr. Tataru once apprentice with. To the lapidary. I'm sure that will mean a lot to Tataru. I don't want to do any crafting. I hate crafting. I'm glad you think so as well. So let's leave the necklace in Vasaru's capable hands and head and join Hassad in Scholar's Harbor. Be right back real quick. I'm gonna check up on things, is what I meant to say before muting myself prematurely. Alright. Beer beat. Right, I have swiftly returned. And now we need to go all the way down there. Which, isn't there an aetheryte over here? No? I'm mistaken. Closest one is this big one. Scholar's Harbor. Hastad. I remember when we first set foot upon these docks. After a long, exhausting journey through thousand wastes, after surviving those horrid beasts, Mr. Tataru was a warm beacon of light. Working at the boutique has helped us to rebuild our lives, but I'll never forget that feeling of powerlessness. Should I have stayed in Palakistan and tried to defend my people? Was I a coward to flee? Is it a betrayal to my home and to myself to remain here? I can't stop thinking in circles. Anyway, I'm glad for this opportunity to better understand where my heart truly lies. All will be well, I'm sure, but we must be off, lest we miss our connecting flight. Here we are in Thavner again. Where are we this time? Oh yeah, the airship landing. Completely forgot this place existed. We're back. We're truly back in Thavner. Why did your clothes change to, like, less Thavner garbs? Because I feel more like, you know, their previous garbs were Thavner more. Was Razat Han always this grand? I can't believe we live so close, yet so rarely made the trip. You remember how it was. Village duties always kept us all too busy for travel. Defending pilgrims was trying enough for the stewards, even before the final days. I wonder how many temple roads are still traversable. Even those in Razatan struggle to travel for worship, our feelings of estrangement may be more common than we think. Since we've come all this way, would you mind terribly if Hastad and I toured the city on our own? Let's plan to meet in Palika's stand anon. Sure. Oh, I can just teleport over. I'm gonna do that. Destination. Home at last. Yes, home. I can finally breathe again. Come, let's go and find the elder. Elder Uravet. Stad, Magina, how wonderful it is to see you. I have been so worried. Tell me, how is life in Charlian? Are you being treated well? Oh yes, Elder. Our employer, Mistress Tataru, is the kindest of businesswomen. In fact, she arranged for us to accompany Sims on our errand here, so we might enjoy some time at home. That is very good of her, indeed. I'm relieved to hear you are being looked after. You are ever a guardian to our people. Thank you for seeing these children safely home. Now then, what is this errand you speak of? How splendid! Our stewards shall put these to good use, you may be assured. If only we could repay your generosity with something even as half as marvelous. Alas, ours is a village of little extravagance. Everything seems as ever it was. Indeed, with the support of the Radiant Hosts and the funds you and others have sent, we have regained much of our peace we once knew. Thank the sisters. Still, there was something I wished to speak with you about, Elder. You are worried your heart grows distant from Thavner, that you have wandered too far from home. But my child, it is only right that you should wander, that you should roam. Your heart's connection endures no matter where you go. Yet you think of us fondly enough to visit, yes? And send us what gil you can spare, do you not? Gestures, perhaps, but not true commitment. Should I not be here with all of you working to restore our village? There is no restoring our village, Hastad. Without those we lost, Palika will never be what it was. We must instead do all we can to become a new village, with a new future ahead of us, although the particulars of our path are not yet clear to me. How so? Ours has always been a settlement of stewards, as well as you know, tasked with the protection and preservation of Thavner's sacred sites. But we have seen our roads shaken and temples defiled by beasts. The material is not always within our ability to protect. What is everlasting is our faith, the bonds between our people and the divine. Through the old teachings, we remind ourselves of life's meaning. Yet if we wish to endure our traditions... Yet if we wish to ensure our traditions endure for generations to come, We should not strive to do more than maintain our temples until pilgrims deign to visit. But I do not wish to tire you with an old man's musings. Surely there are other ways of ensuring our people remain connected to their heritage and faith. All we need is the right idea, something new our village could offer. Well, well, my words seem to have inspired you. And with the worldly insights you have gained, I'm sure any future you envision for Palakistan will be nothing short of remarkable. But there is no need to rush. Take some time to speak with others and make yourselves at home. More precious than Gil. How foolish was I to think the answer would be so simple. I would come home, roll up my sleeves, and restore our village to the way it was. I would find fulfillment. Alas, not all that was lost can be reclaimed. Our people face a new struggle, but perhaps by discovering new ways for the village to fulfill its duty, we might yet help our community. Exactly, like the elder said, surely our experiences in Charlian have given us a unique perspective. Not to mention Sem's extensive knowledge of the world. I'm sure that between the three of us, we can come up with a brilliant plan to support Palaka's stand. Yes, you are right, and I'm sure that hearing how everyone fares will give us insights as well. Not a soul here will ever forget the hero of Palaka's stand. I'm sure everyone will be just as eager to speak with you as us. There are also others whom I'd like to speak once we finish here. Of course, we mustn't forget to pay our respects. Are now accompanying you? Okay. Got it. Where's the closest one? Right here. Excuse me, but I couldn't help but notice that beautiful equipment you delivered to the Elder. As a weaver who crafts armor for our stewards, I would love to hear more about its origins. Created in cooperation with guilds from across the world? Oh, I must have a closer look. The final days exposed the limitations of my skills. Traditional Thavnarian techniques alone did not suffice. I'm eager to hone my craft by studying the work of foreign artisans. Although in my weaker moments, I often wonder if purchasing armor for our stewards would be the superior solution. Alas, that would require a surplus of coin, as well as available product. As a village sustained by donations and remittances, we would be hard-pressed to afford anything so expensive, even if such supplies were to venture this deep into the jungle. Was it over here? Yeah, it looks like it was. Is it in here? Ah, here it is. Utpala. Oh, hello there. Staying for a while or just passing through? This angle is very threatening. Our recovery has been slow but steady, though I am concerned for those who still struggle with wounds our healers cannot cure. Okay, this angle's a bit better. Final days may have passed, but grief and trauma are not so easily overcome, or ever for those who must accept them as constant companions. Ours is a tightly knit community, but I worry for those in the capital and abroad. I imagine it is difficult for them to honor the old teachings as they labor far from home. So many of us fled during those dark times. If only we could bring the comforts of community to all Haunish. One moment. Alright. And then over here. It's right there. Well, if it isn't Hostad and Magina. Accompanied by our savior, no less. Welcome home, welcome home. True, we're a bit short-handed these days, but we manage nevertheless. While there is a happiness in being reunited with our young ones, we're just as happy knowing that you are walking your own path, no matter where it leads. I remember Hastad couldn't wait to become a steward when he was little, but as far as I'm concerned, sending aid from afar is just as praiseworthy as tending to the temples here. Times are changing, and who is to say that this cannot be another form of stewardship? A steward who supports the village from afar? I never even considered the possibility. Seeing everyone so eager to help another makes me more determined than ever to contribute. But before anything else, shall we go? Let's. It'll be good to visit. To Perusa then. Could we ask you to accompany us? The temple roads are perilous, and your presence would be a great comfort. I'm gonna fly over there, which will make them disappear. Rip. Discuss the Shroud of Sangma. When I was little, I used to run through these wilds, playing steward and imagining fierce battles with hideous beasts. Got the scolding of a lifetime when my parents found out. But when it really happened, when the sky turned red and the jungle spewed forth unspeakable horrors, I could do nothing but cower. Perhaps that's why I feel so guilty for not returning, for not doing more, even if it may never be enough, but this time, I will rise to the occasion. I used to never give much thought to those who walked these roads before me. Countless pilgrims who risked their lives for faith, aware of the dangers ahead, they pressed on. So strong was their devotion, so sacred their tradition. 'Tis a perilous path you walk, so it is written. And so too our forebears must have felt when braving these jungles to reach what would become our beloved home. Jeez, they're hitting me with the Endwalker quotes. Jeez. It's been a while. Yes, but we made it. I'm home, mother, father. Here at Perusa, we may commune with the spirits of the departed. Neither Magina's nor my parents survived the final days. I told them about how you saved us and that we're doing well. I know they will rest easier for it. May the next time we visit be to deliver glad tidings from Palika's stand. Though I was relieved to find the village in a better state than I had feared, it seems there are still issues we might help address. Finding a steady source of income, for instance, so the stewards can be properly outfitted without overwhelming our weaver. I was also troubled to hear that those who continue to struggle without the support of a local community, there must be some way to provide respite. Respite. Yes, indeed, the question is what? Do you have any thoughts? Expand your horizons. Think big. Think outside the village, you mean? I suppose that would mean foreign involvement of some kind. No, that would be thinking outside of the box. I said think big. Not outside the box, but whatever. Oh, what about a partnership between Palika's stand and Charlian? Or more specifically, the boutique? I think you're onto something. If the boutique sold wares the village if the boutique sold wares the village produced, for instance, our people would have a reliable revenue stream. But what can Palika's stand offer, and to whom? How about amulets and talismans, or images of the deities? Something simple, created with love for our homeland and our faith, so no one forgets or feels forgotten. I like that. Our temples were created in remembrance of our ancestors and divine teachings, but reminders needn't only take the form of great works. A small keepsake may be just what our scattered brethren need to reassure themselves that they are still members of the community. This could be the answer we were looking for. I can't wait to tell Mr. Tataru. Rather, I can't wait for you to tell Mr. Tataru, Magina. It was your idea, after all. Team effort, let us say. I certainly couldn't have come up with it without you and Sems. If our proposal is approved, Mr. Tataru will no doubt need assistance in Charlian. I am ready and willing to provide it, but what of you, Hastad? What will you do? I too will return to the boutique. One day I will come home to stay, but for now I wish to do all in my power to help our village thrive. I'm relieved to hear you say so. Let us go and consult with the elder about our plan. I hear you were kind enough to escort these children to Perusa. Again, you have my gratitude. Are your feelings any clearer for it? I think so. Magina and I talked it over, and we believe we have struck upon a new way the village might support our people. Tangible mementos of our faith, an interesting proposition. Many here would be glad to create such reminders. I expect those unable to perform strenuous labor would be especially grateful for an opportunity to contribute to the prosperity of our village, to say nothing of the options these additional funds would provide. Most importantly, we would be able to help those who have chosen to live apart from us feel much more connected to their community and their faith. I am proud of you both for discovering such an innovative way to do so. It would likely mean Hastad and I will stay in Charlian for the foreseeable future. Then take with you the knowledge that no matter where your journey takes you, our hearts will always be as one. May the sisters guide you. We'll come back again, I promise. In the meantime, we shall see our plans to fruition. I will send word once we determine the particulars. Right then, Charlian awaits. Sems, the necklace is back from the lapidary. He had nothing but fond memories of Mr. Tataru and was eager to pour his everything into the restoration. The result is magnificent. The original sapphire, accented with black pearl from the ruby sea and rose shell of wurlet, united by a length of maki leather. A singular necklace symbolizing Mistress Tataru's past and present. By the sisters, what a remarkable gift. However, it wants for a finishing touch. Preferably by your hand, Sens. After hearing about your visit to Palakistan, I know just the thing. In short, we will be proposing a new line of products to help our people feel closer to their roots, yes? So, in honor of Mr. Tataru's roots, I would have you inscribe the symbol of Natal upon the back of the pendant. It would be an honor. I can have a smooth hand if it's something as simple as tracing, but if it's creating anything on my own, definitely not. I suck at doing that. But it should be fine as long as it's tracing. With painstaking effort and unwavering focus, you engrave the symbol of traders onto Tataru's necklace. Any who behold it will surely know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that this final flourish was the product of your heroic hand. I'm sure she will adore it. Our work is officially done. I've just received word from Mr. Tataru. She should be arriving in Scholar's Harbor soon. Let's go and meet her there. I wasn't expecting a personal escort from the docks, though dare say I could grow accustomed to it. How was your time in Palakistan? Did you find it worthwhile? So while they do have an interest in our equipment, matters of recovery are their greater concern at present? Recovery, yes, but also growth, which may lead to a lucrative opportunity for the boutique, if you will permit me to suggest another new product. What if we offered handicrafts designed and produced by the people of Palakistan, authentic works representative of Hanish culture? For those of us living abroad, reminders of home would do wonders to ease feelings of estrangement, and for others, such pieces would be appreciated as beautiful works of art. Our village is up to the task. You will not be disappointed. Doubt not their conviction, Mistress Tataru. Product that embodies Thabner's spiritual beauty to be shared with the whole world? Why, the boutique should offer nothing less. Though we've made wonderful progress with our samples, I believe it's time for a change of pace. And handcrafts born from a heartfelt desire to celebrate one's culture is bound to resonate with others. Given her eagerness, I presume Magina intends to stay and help facilitate this new venture? And what about you, Hastad? You felt the call to return in Thavner rather more strongly, as I recall. Yes, well, after talking with everyone at home, I realized that living apart from them does not mean I must forsake my childhood dreams of service. I believe I can best serve my people by staying in Charlian and continuing to work at the boutique, if you'll have me. With pleasure, Hastad. Mr. Tataru, if it would not be untoward, we would like to present you with a small token of our appreciation for everything you've done for us. A necklace. It's time. Not untoward at all. Rest assured that I graciously accept all offerings of praise and adoration, especially ones as fine as this. But how queer, the sapphire looks remarkably like the one my... Sems, is this my mother's sapphire? Hers, so now rightfully yours. It's hers, it's really hers. Never in my life did I imagine I'd see this jewel again. It was part of a family heirloom. When my mother was married, she received it from her mother. How my eyes sparkled when she spoke of one day giving it to me, I'll never forget. But when father's business failed, we lost everything. That was the last I saw of it. Though your heirloom did not survive in its entirety, Mr. Pippin managed to recover the sapphire. From there, we collected parts from clients during sample deliveries and commissioned the necklace you now hold. Now that I think of it, Sems often did receive mysterious gifts on those visits, so that's what it was about. Time after time, I am reminded of a fortune and coin promises only a fraction of what wealth of friendship provides. When my family lost its last skill, I became a lapidary's apprentice, and that's how I met a certain miner named Mephilia. We hit it off instantly, chatting every time she brought in gems for appraisal. Then one day she came not with her usual haul, but with an invitation to join the Path of the 12. The rest, as they say, is history. One serendipitous meeting that led to so many others, that led to so many incredible adventures. That saw a poor little girl reunited with a priceless memento. Our teachings say that there is more ugliness than beauty in this world. To live is to suffer. But we never need suffer alone. And what is more beautiful than the bonds we share with others? Indeed, it is these connections that give meaning to our lives. Connections for which I too am grateful. Thus compelled to advise that we return to the Agora. The counter remains unmanned, and we mustn't neglect our clients. Quite right, quite right. Back to work with the lot of us. We've got new products to plan. I wasn't too crazy about Menphilia either, but say, she didn't do anything and her influence isn't that crazy in the story, it's definitely influence. It has way too much. There is so much influence in the story from Menphilia. It's crazy. Sems, on behalf of the entire boutique, allow me to thank you for all you have done. I'm ashamed to admit that in our excitement to prepare Mistress Tataru's surprise, Resarud and I failed to prepare something for you. I don't need anything. And that sounds like the cue for Mistress Tataru. Mahaha. suppose. Very soon, Sems here will no doubt embark upon another journey to corners of the world unknown, as she is wont to do. So to wish you well in making new friends and to remind you of those who will always hold you in their hearts, I prepared bespoke chocobo barding, crafted with love by one Tataru. Very nice. I dare say the boutique will be embarking upon its own adventure in the coming days, and with true adventure invariably comes tribulation. But with your compassion, resourcefulness, and reliability, I have every confidence that we shall succeed in our respective endeavors. To even higher returns of both coin and camaraderie. To ever higher returns. Oh, and don't think just because you're running off to the other side of the world that I don't intend to solicit your future involvement, Sims. You won't escape me that easily. There it is. Very cool. Complete. Big dreams found fortune. Complete the quest more precious than Gil. Awesome. Let's see. Bespoke Framers Kit. Chocobo Barding. And forever at your side. Let's see real quick what that Chocobo Barding looks like. Appearance, Allegan Barding, Wayfarer's Barding. I guess it's fine. I'll leave the other stuff on my Chocobo for now. I'll see it another time. What about the adventure plate? The Tataru's bespoke. Not the portrait, the plate design. Base plate. No Tataru's there. I'll check that out as well later down the line. But, you know, that was what I wanted to complete today. We're coming up on 4 hours. That was quite a long stream. A bit longer than I was expecting for this quest line, but, you know, I enjoyed it a lot all the same. Getting to go back and re-experience what I just streamed recently with Sky Pirates. I did about a week and a half ago. Four Lords not longer than a week ago, and what's it called? The Sorrows of Werlet we did literally just yesterday. That stream was fantastic. I also had a lot of fun doing this stream though. And I appreciate everyone who decided to stop by and help out with the affiliate grind as well. I appreciate everyone who's still here now, if you're around. And I'm super excited. There's going to be another stream tomorrow at around 5 to 8. We are going to be doing E12S, as we do that fight every Friday from 5 to 8. At least until we clear it. What else? I wanted to see if one more thing was possible as well. Well, I was gonna try to raid Cask, but I assume it can wait. I'll try another time then. But for now, I am going to turn off the stream and say goodbye for now. So, thank you everyone who decided to come and help out. I appreciate it. See ya.